Hi, everyone. Welcome to this evening's special event. So my name is Colleen Smith, and I am the Executive Director of the beautiful FirstOntario Performing Arts Centre here in downtown St. Catharines. And tonight we have our spotlight on St. Catharines and Niagara's immigrant community. So joining me today is my friend Emily. Emily, over to you.
Thank you, Colleen, and good evening, everyone. So great to be with you. What an honor. First and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you to the FirstOntario Performing Arts Centre for this amazing opportunity to give you, the Niagara audience, a chance to see the talent, the wonderful talent and beauty that Niagara's immigrant community bring to us. And I hope that you have a lot of fun and embark on a journey with us. And I also wanted to say a special welcome to you, Colleen, as you are the newest executive director that I know in Niagara, and I'm really happy to be playing host to you and introducing you to the community that I know. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to getting feedback from the audience as well. So you're in for a treat. And looking forward to tonight's activities.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Emily. Would you like to begin with the land acknowledgement for us tonight?
Absolutely. As we begin all of our meetings at the Niagara Folk Arts Multicultural Centre, we begin this meeting by acknowledging the land on which we gather as the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe peoples, many of whom live and work with us today. This territory is covered by the Upper Canada Treaties and is within the land protected by the Dish with One Spoon, Wampum Agreement. Today, this gathering place is home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples, and acknowledging reminds us that our great standard of living is directly related to the benefits that we are receiving from the community. And today, we would like to especially send our thoughts and love to the Sipeknatik First Nation in Nova Scotia, and we are all Mi'kmaq strong, and we hope for a peaceful resolution for our nations. Thank you, Colleen.
Well, thank you. We also wanted to acknowledge here at the FirstOntario Performing Arts Centre that we know and we believe that Black, Indigenous, people of color, the 2S LGBTQIA+ community have been marginalized for centuries. And we acknowledge our collective responsibility to take action so that we create a world that is free from racism and oppression. So here we are this evening, spotlighting people who are new to St. Catharines, people who have established themselves here, who've come to St. Catharines from other areas. And we have a whole series of videos that we have created that provide a little bit of story behind some of these businesses. So, Emily, you've seen some of the videos. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, first of all, I had shivers. I loved every single one of them. I think that there's just so many opportunities to be able to talk about the contributions that every one of these ethnocultural associations bring to us. As you know, the Niagara Folk Arts Multicultural Centre, we were founded on the foundations that new immigrants, when they came to us, they wanted to establish themselves and figure out a way where they feel accepted, but they also wanted to carve out their own space for themselves. So the Folk Arts Council of St. Catharines is actually founded on the concept that ethnocultural associations are welcome, and this is way back when in the 60s with the Trudeau's multiculturalism era. And since then, the Folk Arts Multicultural Centre, we have migrated and continue to work with our legacy. We have about 68 ethnocultural organizations that we work with, but we also expanded our services and we continue to work with newcomers. So tonight's show is a combination of what we hope is a showcase of all of the organizations that are already well established. Some of them have come to us early in the 1900s, as you can see from the first performance here, and some of them are as recent as last year. So we try to come up with a span, not only of ethnocultural associations, but also businesses. And again, the story and the hope is that you get to see that every one of these organizations and individuals that represent certain organizations come with a lot of hope, come with a lot of zest and enthusiasm, and to give back to Canada. So I hope that that resonates and the stories speak for themselves tonight. The very first one that we are showing tonight is the Ukrainian Canadian Congress. And just a bit about it, there's so the Niagara branch of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress has social and cultural groups. They have dance choirs, churches, language classes. They even do the Pisanka, which is the Easter egg paintings. They have dance classes, and then they support newcomers and international students as well. And you will see from the video that they have been here. They started from the early 1900s, and I think we can learn a lot from their legacy. They have been incredible contributors to Canada. We have board members that are part of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress. Shout out to Bob, who is also a firefighter in the city of St. Catharines. So you don't get more Canadian than that. So again, here we go. Let's watch the first performance and let's see how that goes.
Fantastic.
My name is Irene Shamillo-Newton, and I'm the president of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress Niagara branch, and we represent the Ukrainian community in the entire Niagara region. They have been established since the early 1900s, and there was a big presence in Thorold, and then of course St. Catharines, Niagara Falls. Well, the Ukrainian Congress was formed in 1941. The Ukrainian community itself had many organizations. We have 3 Orthodox Ukrainian churches. We have 5 Catholic Ukrainian churches. They all work together, even though they're slightly different, but the Byzantine culture is the same. We've had Ukrainian organizations, different ones, youth groups. We have a Ukrainian language school, Ukrainian dance group. We have been part of the Folk Arts Festival since 1967. Since its inception, we have taken part in Grape and Wine Festivals since 1967 and just been as active as we possibly can within the community in Niagara. There is a group called Ukrainian Social Services that works with us as well. And at the moment, we have just helped 2 Ukrainian international students who are here learning at Niagara College. We help immigrants who come in. They can come and ask for assistance. We get them located with churches, establish them in the community, and try and keep them pulled into our organizations.
Now that you've seen how we make our perrohet here in the kitchen, it's on a mass scale, so I thought maybe you'd like to learn how to make them at home. 1 cup of sour cream, 2 cups of flour. You mix that together until you get a nice smooth dough. And then the filling would be 4 or 5 good-sized potatoes, boiled, and then you mash them with 4 tablespoons of butter and cheddar cheese and salt and pepper to taste. And then I always put my potatoes in little balls. It's easier to work with when you make the perrohet. You let the dough rest for half an hour, and then you're going to roll it out. Then you always want to release it so it doesn't shrink when you cut your circles. And then just with a cookie cutter, or some people use a tomato soup can at home, you cut your circles out, and you can reuse that dough later. And all you do is take your circle, you put in your potato. If you grew up rolling your parents' cigarettes, it's easy to make a pierogi. Bend it in 2, and then simply pinch the edges. Just make sure that it's sealed, but the more you work the edges, the tougher it's going to be. So as little as you have to do to seal the pierogi. And then we put it on a tray ready to boil. From here, they'd go into boiling water until they come to the top, and you just let them boil a couple of minutes and then remove them. And then you can fry some onions or onions and bacon, whatever is your preference, and toss them around, and they're ready to eat. Great with sour cream.
Oh, wow.
It's fantastic. I get hungry that video, and I love pierogies. I just thought that was fantastic.
Yes, so was I. And if you know, perhaps next year when there's better circumstances and we don't have COVID restrictions and the festival is actually opening, I'll take you along and introduce you to Father Anton and Irene. They're both, again, pillars of the Ukrainian community. They're just, extraordinary human beings and all around great humans. And so I'm looking forward to introducing to them and to pierogies as well.
Fantastic. I'm actually from PEI originally, so anything with potatoes is very good for me. So I look forward to meeting them both and trying out some of what they have to offer.
All right, that's great. So let's go next. I think it's your turn.
Yeah. So we move into the musical realm next, which is fantastic because that's our core and our focus here at the FirstOntario Performing Arts Centre. So this next ensemble is an ensemble that focuses on the steel drum, which is an absolutely beautiful instrument that looks. I've never played it, but according to this group, it's called PK Hummingbird, and you can join this group whether or not you have any experience in music or any experience drumming whatsoever. And so again, something else that is very accessible to people here in the Niagara area. So this is PK Hummingbird. I have yet to hear them myself directly, but I loved this video. I absolutely loved it. So I understand that this group was formed about 20 years ago by Philip Atek. And again, this is something really accessible to all, regardless of age or regardless of ability. And the PK Hummingbird has put together this video for us to show their talents and their abilities. So why don't we just go right into it and we can chat a little bit more about them after we see the video.
Absolutely. Here we go.
My name is Kay Charles and I represent PK Hummingbird Steel Orchestra. We've been doing this for 22 years. I used to run a youth group doing different activities based on Trinidad and Tobago culture. Then we lost our space at the church, and one of the activities we did was steel drum music with Patrick. And when we lost our space and he had the drums, we asked him if we could have steel drum music lessons. And that was back in 1998, and the kids just enjoyed it, and we've been doing this ever since, sharing the culture of Trinidad and Tobago and being quite inclusive with the Niagara region. We feel that anyone who's interested in learning about the culture of Trinidad and Tobago, learning about Niagara region and being introduced to more people, then having a medium such as music as something that's just simple, then that is going to be able to help them become comfortable with people, become comfortable learning something new and going out and meeting new people.
my goodness. That was beautiful. I have memories of Grape and Wine, memories of the Folk Arts Festival, and memories of every outside event that they had ever performed. And you're absolutely in for a treat for Niagara as soon as we're done with COVID, Colleen. I keep saying that. I also have to add that if you notice, the performances were actually filmed under COVID. So where you see that, these are individuals who are synonymous with understanding how to be resilient, and all of these organizations had gone above and beyond to make sure that physical distancing is respected and that we still get a chance to enjoy the entertainment even under these circumstances. And I think there's something else about PK Hummingbird and also about Port of Spain and the St. Catharines that's kind of interesting. I don't know if you've heard of that.
So I heard something about being twin cities. Is that correct?
Yes. So I think way back when in, I think it's October of 1968, there was a conversation, I think originally started by Mayor Mackenzie Chown, who was the mayor of Port of Spain, and also Mayor Hamilton Holder. They declared the mondialization of St. Catharines and the twinning of our two cities. And part of the reason why they were doing that is because Mr. Attic realized that the similarities between St. Catharines and Port of Spain are almost identical, and that's where the twinning came from. You know, most notably, the friendliness of the people were the same. You know, there was a sort of, you know, we both had a university. We were both next to the lake, and there was just something wonderful about it. And out of that friendship, a lot of continuous work has happened. Most notably, most recently, Brock University continued to offer scholarships to different individuals from Trinidad and Tobago. And this friendship that has been lasting since 1968 is still going on now. So I thought that was something interesting. And I'm sure Kay and Charles are really proud of that tradition as well. So we're happy to be part of the Twin Cities.
The music is very infectious, and they look like they were having a really great time despite it all. Doesn't matter if you're wearing a mask or not, the music was still beautiful. So thanks for sharing them with us. Who do we have coming up next?
So next up, I think we have the Niagara Folk Arts Song and Dance Ensemble. This is the Chinese community, and they're well established in Canada. They continue to be on the top 3 countries of origin of sources of immigration for us. So the dances that you will see of the Niagara Folk Arts Song and Dance Ensemble, you'll hear how they formed and what they do to keep active and connected. And most notably, they continue to stay active and connected even under COVID. So let's listen to them, and I'll tell you a bit more about them afterwards.
Hello, my name is Wei Hao Chia. I am a director of the Niagara Multi-Folk Arts Song and Dance Ensemble. I have worked on my job for about 6 years. I have been in Canada for 38 years. And now let our member Ling sing a song for us.
name is Ling Wang, and I'm a member of Niagara Multi-Folk Art Song and Dance Ensemble. 7 years ago that we found it difficult to be involved in the community, so a few senior Chinese immigrants who had the talent of singing and dancing wanted to spend some time together, and that's how we started the first dancing session right here in the Robbie back in November 2013, and everybody loved it, and ever since then it's been ongoing. Every Sunday afternoon we meet for 2-3 hours, we danced and we sang, so people got connected with other newcomers in the community, and also we were invited to participate in many cultural celebrations such as the Folk Arts Festival. We also participated in the Chinese New Year Gala every Spring Festival, so it helped people build that connection with the community, and also gives many volunteers opportunities to really show the talents and contribute to the community.
Oh wow,
That was beautiful.
yet another beautiful performance. So I have 3 things to say, but go ahead. You want something?
I was just curious. This is another group that's mentioned, the Robbie, and for those who don't know, is that a part of the Niagara Folk Arts? Is that a separate space? I'm just curious about these groups and their use of that building.
Yes, I'm glad that you asked. So actually, we have our main building is at 85 Church Street, and then behind our building, there's a hall called the Robertson Hall. And again, in making sure that we don't compete or don't confuse the Robertson Hall that we have at your Performing Arts Centre, I think in the wisdom of the organization, they decided to distinguish themselves and call themselves the Robbie. So we have a Robertson Hall, you have a Robertson Hall. So to try to figure out how to make a distinction between the two, we called this the Robbie, and it is a beautiful heritage building. It is open to for rental for individuals, whether it's for various occasions. We have a social enterprise kitchen, as well as a lower theater that is open for community groups as well. And most importantly, it's open to the whole community, and we believe in a social enterprise model, on a sliding scale model, and we want to make sure that it's available for the community. So thank you for reminding us and reminding the community about the Robbie, and please come and check us out and make use of the beautiful heritage facility. I think, again, so from my perspective, just to close the loop on the Niagara Folk Arts Song and Dance Ensemble, again, so 3 things. 1, Ling is a star. Not only, but what you don't know about her is that she's actually a caseworker on my team. We have 48 staff in our building. She's one of them. Clearly, she belongs to the stage, but she equally does amazing as supporting newcomers in their journey as they're settling in Niagara as well. Most of our staff speak at least 2 or 3 languages, and of course, Ling speaks Mandarin and Cantonese as well. My second point is with regards to the community, especially the East Asian community. As you know, under COVID, one of the things that we were very most concerned about is the anti-Asian sentiment and discrimination and possibly racism that could happen as a result of what's happening worldwide. So at our center, we quickly put out a statement in support of the community. And I think one of the most beautiful, heartwarming things that came out of that is when we reached out to the Asian community, Ling's group being one of them, we asked how they would like to respond. And I think that they chose the most beautiful way to respond is with grace and eloquence. They actually decided to turn this into an educational element, and they started to do fundraising, and they raised $30,000 and donated $30,000 to the Niagara Health Foundation to be able to offer PPE supports as well as ventilator support. So I think what a beautiful, graceful way to make sure that we bring that message that we are here to build, we're here to contribute, and we're here to give back. So I really wanted to take that moment to appreciate them and appreciate their resilience and how they deal with difficult scenarios such as what we see under COVID right now.
That's fantastic. You know, along the lines of established groups, we have another one coming up as well. And this next group is known as LINCA. And I'm going to read it to make sure that I have the name correctly. It's the Latin Immigrant Niagara Community. So this is a group that helps those from the Latin community to integrate here into St. Catharines and the surrounding area. They also have Spanish classes that they offer to children throughout the year. And it was founded, or at least at the very beginning, was really established under a woman who is the matriarch of the group, who has been here for approximately 30 years. And her name is Adriana Clifford. And apparently Adriana was also last year's Volunteer of the Year here in St. Catharines. So with no further ado, we will run our clip of LINCA.
Yay. Enjoy, everyone.
My name is Adriana Clifford. I am the president of the Latin Immigrant Niagara Community Association. There were no organizations that would welcome newcomers and refugees in the area. We saw the need to start this new organization. As an interpreter, I was meeting a lot of people that were newcomers, and they were all saying, we miss our country, we miss our dancings, we miss our gatherings. It would be nice if there would be an organization or a place where we could gather and be able to speak our language. So that inspired me to start the Latin Immigrant Niagara Community Association. Our community tried to integrate newcomers into the society. We have a Spanish school for children. Every weekend the children will come. Obviously they'll come with the parents, they meet each other. It's a way to integrate. Right now we're working virtually, COVID-19. We also started a dancing group for the mamacitas, which are the mothers. This really helped all the community to get stronger, get together, have an excuse to dance, to have a meal, to converse, to meet other people. We were really excited, and then the dancing group grew bigger and bigger, not only with Latin people but also with Canadians as well, who love also our organization and our culture and want to be a part of it. We have 7 events that we do through the year. 95% of our members in the organization are newcomers. Therefore, we encourage them to join the ESL classes, be able to access any kind of settlement work services that the center offers. We have so many new people that come with wonderful skills that could volunteer and be a part of the community. So that's how our community could get involved and help.
That was lovely too.
Right. And again, anyone who knows our center knows Adriana. They're kind of synonymous. She doesn't need an introduction, and for many people in St. Catharines as well. So, you know, I'm really glad that we had a chance to showcase the contributions of LINCA. I think, am I next? I think I am next.
Oh, yeah.
So next up we have Taco Embassy, which is an authentic family-owned and operated Mexican food restaurant. If you know King Street, they have brought a traditional Mexican recipes with them to Canada. And when I think of Taco Embassy, I think of the epitome of an immigrant dream in any country. So when I met with Rufino and his family, I actually felt like I saw a bit of myself and that drive, that incredible drive that he had along with his family. What also is interesting between the two of us is he was also 16 when he came to Canada, and so was I. And he, you'll see in the video that it's very evident that sort of make or can do attitude is what will help them succeed as entrepreneurs and will also help them succeed as newcomers in Canada. My favorite dish from Taco Embassy is their homemade chicken soup with lime. And honestly, everything I've ever tried from that restaurant, I've never been disappointed. So please check it out, give them some local love, and enjoy the production.
Hi guys, my name is Rufino Fuentes and we're here in Taco Embassy in St. Catharines, Ontario. I'm from Mexico City, right from the city. Been here for 6 years, landed here in 2014 for high school, then college. One of the things I love about Canada is the seasons. You can actually enjoy every single season, and that is something that I really love and enjoy. And the people, it's unbelievable. It's a different life. We have restaurants back in Mexico. This is what we have done for our entire life. And we are so proud of our food, of our culture. And we wanted people in St. Catharines, in Canada, to know more about Mexican food. And that's what we're trying to bring here in St. Catharines. We're a family business. We're a family of 5. Dad, mom, and 3 brothers. We've run businesses, the restaurants in Mexico since we were little kids. I remember myself being a server since I was 5, 6 years old, helping in the kitchen since I was a kid. That experience, that's what we're bringing here to Canada now that we're all adults and my parents have been in business for so long. I think that's what makes this special business unique here for us, that we all have something to share with people. Mom, dad, and my brothers will have something special to share with the people. This has been, I would say, the worst year to open a business because of the pandemic. We were shut down on March, not even 4 months open, and not a lot of people knew about us. But you know what? People helped us a lot. People recommended us for the takeout, for the delivery. I actually wear a wrestler mask, a luchador mask, and that's how I deliver and how we do the pickup here. And people were just taking pictures, posting us on social media. A lot of people just ordered to their house so that the kids could see the wrestler delivering, and that is why we're here. That is why we survive, and that is why every day we're more excited to meet more and more people and tell them our story and have them here, have them at their house enjoying our food. That is our passion. That is something we absolutely love.
I love that video. I can't imagine just opening up a business and 4 months later being shut down because of COVID. But what really came out for me in that video was like this beautiful spirit of resiliency and optimism. And I just think that I hope that will get them through, and the wrestler masks because that's just
brilliant. Just brilliant. Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah. What a beautiful family business.
Absolutely. And honestly, amazing food as well. I know we have a lot of competing delicacies in the downtown core, and I know there's lots to be thankful for there. But honestly, I'm never disappointed every time I ordered, and I really hope that, again, exactly what you talked about, that enthusiasm and that zest will get them through it, and we wish them nothing but the very, very best. So I think you're up next.
Yeah, so we've been looking a lot at organizations that have been really well established here in the St. Catharines community. And now we're going to look at an organization that first opened here in this area in 2017. So this is the Trinity Capital Group. So this is a different kind of business, a different kind of entrepreneurial venture. And so Trinity Capital is an international company. It was born as a subsidiary of Trinity Capital, which is a Colombian business group that was created in 2007. And it has investments in 5 strategic areas of the economy. Throughout its portfolio, Trinity Capital generates over 4,000 jobs in Colombia. This is really incredible, and I think that this is a wonderful organization to highlight and just share about the diversity, not only of the people in our community, but the kind of companies and businesses that are set up here in Niagara. So let's roll the clip on this one, please.
My name is Mauricio Zuluaga. I am from Colombia. and I have been in Canada for almost 2 years. I arrived in December 2018.
I am Juan Gonzalez, and I am the business director of Trinity Capital.
I enjoy the life here in St. Catharines. I was living for over 10 years in a huge city, 9 million people in Bogota, Colombia. So with the advantages and disadvantages that represents. And now I enjoy, for example, that everything that you need to do here, you can do it in 5 minutes. It's a small town, talking about population. We are talking about opportunities. It's a huge town, so I like that so much.
I am from Colombia. I'm a small town in Colombia, from the southwestern part of Colombia. And I've been in Canada since 2008, so that makes 12 years. I really like the life here in Niagara. I think the quality of life is amazing. The fact that you can raise a family in a small town sort of setting, but so close to so many opportunities from the border from the US and Toronto, only over 100 kilometers away. That gives you a lot of options in terms of things to do, but also business-wise, you're exposed to a lot of great opportunities. So for me, it was sort of a dream come true to be able to help my family business from Colombia to expand to a new country and then turn it into a multinational business. That was the idea that we had initially, and then we opened Trinity Capital International as the international branch of our family business in Colombia, Trinity Capital. We are a family office. What we do is we invest in businesses. We try to be exposed to a lot of investment opportunities in many different sectors. We've decided to start deploying capital in Canada since 2017, and we've participated in a lot of investment rounds supporting the startup and tech community, not only in Ontario, but we've invested as far as Alberta and even internationally into Australia and the US. I think not only towards my business, but I think the community mindset that we have in Niagara is very unique. We live in an area where we're surrounded by nature that keeps people generally in a good mood. It's only over 500,000 people in Niagara. People come together to help each other constantly in many different ways.
Wow, another gem in Niagara. Well, I met Juan and heard about his inspirations and dreams for expanding his family's international business and staying in the local Niagara. So we've had an initial conversations, and I could tell right away that he has, again, that exact same thread of zest for that grit and trying to make sure to figure out how to succeed here. And his inspirations were, thinking about even angel investment supports to Canada and beyond, and mostly in the digital tech sector, and also in supporting new and upcoming business concepts. We instantly hit it off. And I think what he also didn't say, and I think it's important to mention, is not only he has a finesse sense of investing in promising businesses, he's also very much a believer in giving back. And it started, offering bursaries and supports for newcomers, both of our center and in collaboration with the GNCC and with Venture Niagara. So again, here's a story of a set of newcomers coming to Niagara, quickly learning how to do things, and also quickly giving back and helping somebody else to climb up as well. So way to go, Juan and Trinity Capital.
Okay, and so who do we have next, Emily?
I believe next is me with Sophie Fran.
Yeah.
So Sophie Fran is a nonprofit community organization, and they were created in 2007 by French-speaking immigrant women living in the Niagara region and originating from various parts of the world. The organization's goal was to support women and their families in their process to settle in Niagara, and obviously offering them, social, economic, and educational and cultural supports. And again, you'll see a very familiar face. Mama Fett is, again, another matriarch that we all need to know. And without giving it away, let's hear the video, and we'll chat about it after.
Hello, bonjour. My name is Fete Ngirabatware Kimpiobi. I am the executive manager of Sophie Fran. Sophie Fran in French is Solidarité des femmes interconnectées francophones du Niagara, a not-for-profit organization that provides community services to the immigrant population. I mean French immigrant population as well as the French community. Sophie Fran was created in 2007 by a group of French immigrant women. The group created Sophie Fran to represent, the women, the immigrant women, and also to have their own organization that could organize specific activities according to their need and to their cultural situation. When we have newcomers or immigrants coming from the other provinces of Canada, we used to go to welcome them here, to provide them the necessary and basic information, to facilitate their integration in that region. When we have newcomers or immigrants coming from the other provinces of Canada, we used to go to meet them, welcome them, and give them the necessary and basic information in order to allow them have a very good and easy integration in the region. We recommend them to be a part of the community and not to live apart the community.
Hello, my name is Nafe Faigou. I live in the Niagara region. I'm an artist, an artistic director as well, poet, and I used to be the artistic director of Sophie Fran, and I have been that for 13 years. Today I will read one of my first poems from the book entitled Mask as well. It is published by Grey Borders in Niagara Falls, so we are 100% in Niagara. The mask is about, it's funny enough because it's about what we're wearing today, but it's also the mask that we wear every day to actually interact with other beings, depending on the situation that we are actually encountering. I will read the poem both in French and in English for you. Mask. My heart has been bleeding for so long. It is impenetrable and yet absorbs pain. So deep is the pain that my face carries the impact of its deflagrations. Therefore, every morning, I wear a mask of intense joyfulness, a mask of insignificance. Its terrifying embarrassment clips on my eyesight, and my knowledge leaks of purulent mediocrity. Time stops, and space tightens. Down is a chimera amputated on the wings of a tasteless illusion that whittles the night down as in a dream of termites. Masque. Mon cœur saigne depuis des lustres. Il est étanche et absorbe la douleur. Elle est si forte que mon visage porte des impacts de déflagration. Alors, chaque matin, je porte un masque. Un masque tout sourire, un masque anodin. L'affreux malaise me rogne l'œil et mon savoir suinte d'une purulente médiocrité. Le temps s'arrête et l'espace se resserre. L'aube est une chimère amputée sur les ailes de l'illusion, fadasse, qui ronge la nuit comme dans un songe de termite ailé. Merci.
That was a beautiful, powerful poem.
Absolutely, and the pain and the passion that coming through is just, especially now, in relation to the Black Lives Matter movement. I think it just, sort of makes us think, what do we all carry with our masks, whether they're metaphoric masks or whether they're in real life. And I think, again, Mama Fett, along with her team, are beautiful examples of how to lead by example, and not only for her, but also, you know, leadership like Toes Niagara with Nyarai Kapiswangaro, with Janet Madume from Welland Heritage Council, as well as from the Centre du Santé in Welland. They're all beautiful examples of how to lead a passionate and supportive life, and make sure that you also lift others up at the same time. So thank you to Sophie Fran.
So we're going to be moving now, as opposed to an organization or startup, we're moving to a business that is a single individual. And so what I really love about this video is that the artisan handyman, as he is known, his name is Keith Ashford, is just so grateful for the people here and the community, and really sees so clearly why this is a wonderful place to live and set up a business. So once again, with a lot of these videos that we see, there's so much gratitude that is really coming forward. And this one is no different. This is a very different kind of business than the other ones we've been looking at, equally as important, equally as valid. And I introduce to you, please, the artisan handyman.
My name's Keith Ashford and my business name is Artisan Handyman. I'm originally from southeast London in the UK. I've been in Canada for 6 years now and I've been landed for 18 months. There's so much diversity here. Yes, it used to be a GM town, and I can see how as the plants are shut down, they've found their way with the university and with the colleges, and especially with them expanding and some of the students staying behind. There's quite an upsurgence of energy coming through from the university, and also people coming from Toronto, and life is expanding. What we have here as for entertainment, some of the diverse bands, Elton John came here only, 2 years ago, Ladysmith Black Bombazzo, and of course Bare Naked Ladies. So there's been quite a diverse amount of music coming on the scene here. And that's thrown in with the beauty of the area as well. You know, it's called like the Garden of Ontario for a reason, because there's so much produce that you're never going to go short of vegetables, and you can just drive down to Niagara on the lake and pick up some vegetables and pick up some fresh fruit that's literally fallen from the tree that day or been picked that day. And you know, there is the wine. We can't forget the wine. I mean, there's been more than 180 wineries here, and so you know, jump on the bicycle, cycle off down the road, go to a couple of wineries every weekend, jobs are good. You know, it's fantastic. With Artisan Handyman, I saw that there was a niche in the market for somebody who, like myself, who has a set of skills which I've learnt over the years in the UK, which have enabled me to have a high standard of workmanship. My main interest back in the UK was building restoration, architectural salvage, and also building performance to a degree. I've always used my hands, and this has given me the ability to tackle pretty much anything. And there are lots of contractors out there which like to take on the big jobs, but they won't take on the small jobs. And that's where I fit in. I'll take on the small, either putting up a set of shelves or refixing, repairing or restoring parts of a building, internal, not so much external, but I'm sure that will change over the next few years. There is only me. And so I think that is what I like to focus on. My business is about providing a service that I can turn up and be challenged with a set of scenarios, or how to build something in a particular place, or how to construct something so it will fit the environment it's going into, and not just necessarily out of the box. So it does become a one-off. It does become changed for that person, for that purpose, for that location. And that's something that I can do. Having this experience behind me enables me to bring to the table and talk and discuss what they need and how they need it. And somehow, some way, we get to a point where they're really satisfied with what I've done and how I've done it. I've been quite lucky to receive some great support from the community, enabling me to take a couple of courses, business courses, and has supported me in the startup of my business. I have great praise and thanks to give to the Niagara Folk Arts Multicultural Centre for helping me in some of my endeavours and also pushing me in some direction to find more help that is provided by my local community. And it's been priceless, to be honest. So thank you.
That was another great video. At a certain point in time, it almost felt like it was a commercial for St. Catharines.
Yes, absolutely. We could use segments of these various montages. And again, I think, as you mentioned before we were showing this video, I think what's different about Keith's story is that, you know, he's not the typical newcomer who comes here. His issues were, you know, he doesn't have a language barrier or even a culture barrier. The supports that he needed was just basically logistical and referral supports to find his niche and connect with the local workforce here. And that's also part of what we do. But I just want to make sure that I take this moment to say that we're not the only ones who do this, and we do this in great partnership with our other providers in the region, like the Niagara Workforce Planning Board, the YMCA, Welland Heritage Council, Fort Erie Multicultural Centre, Centre du Santé, as I mentioned before. And we work in great partnerships with them because we all believe in the same common goal, which is to make sure that we support newcomers to win, right? We're all in it to win. And I think, you know, we want to make sure that despite of what you face outside of the walls, you always find a friend here and find a support with us. So join us, continue to support us, and let's continue supporting newcomers as we go along.
Emily, if anyone wants information about any of the businesses that are featured tonight, what do you recommend in terms of finding out more, whether they can join a group or whether they can get in contact with someone like Keith or Trinity Capital or any of the other businesses? What do you recommend?
You can also come to our website. We will have all of these places, all of these businesses highlighted. Also on the video, I think Annie and Sarah did an amazing job, and they have links connected to all of their names and websites as well. And absolutely, there's to every story that we have provided here, we're almost a little bit halfway through. But you know, to the 10 stories that we provided, there's hundreds more that we can, and we just wanted to make sure that people understand that you know, supports are available, and there's lots of newcomer talent out there. If you need any particular talent, you can come to any of our organizations, us being one of them. Again, calling 211 is a great idea to ask for settlement supports, and also connect with our website at www.folkarts.ca.
Fantastic, fantastic. Who do we have coming up next, Emily?
I believe next is Sultan's Mediterranean restaurant. Yep. And they provide a dining experience showcasing their cuisine and flavorful characteristics, fresh food options and friendly quick service, and an urban ambience at a great price point. And without further ado, let's hear it for Deanna and Faris.
It's Diana Abouasle, and the name of the business is Sultan's Mediterranean Grill. I am originally half from Syria, half from Russia, and I've been here 24 years. I've lived most of my life in Canada. Most of my 24 years being here is in St. Catharines. It is my home. I wouldn't change it to anywhere else, so I love it. I've been running a catering business for about 5 years, and my husband's been in the culinary business for about 16 years. This opportunity came to us, so we thought this is the best place. It's a Mediterranean grill, so we have beef shawarma, chicken shawarma, different kinds of grills like kofta and chicken kebabs. The authentic hummus, baba ganoush. The garlic dip is our absolutely most famous dip. So everybody comes here for the garlic dip. So they eat the shawarma because we have the garlic, not the other way around. We've had tremendous support so far. The Folk Arts has been a great support. The councillors at the City of St. Catharines have been very supportive, as well as Mayor Sendzik. Our current customers, the people who drive by, the people who walk by, everybody is telling everybody. We're only 3 weeks into business. It's been amazing.
And I believe Sultan's is on Merritt Street in St. Catharines.
Right. And did you hear that they've been in business 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Way to start under COVID. I think, again, if anybody knows Deanna, I don't know Faris as much, but I've seen Deanna many times at the center. She has provided many of our catering, not only for us, but to other businesses and events as well throughout the years. Well, throughout the 2 years that I've been here, and more years as well. Food is amazing, delicious, and I wish them the best of luck and success. And I think, again, one beautiful example of how how motivated and devoted they are, and we wish them nothing but the success. We have one more restaurant. I think it's your turn.
You know, one of the things that I noticed right away when I moved here to St. Catharines was the amazing culinary scene. And there's only so many times that one can eat out a week, but I have so many places where I want to go and try. And especially here, the FirstOntario Performing Arts Centre, of course, is on St. Paul Street. And this next restaurant that we're featuring is also on St. Paul. It's 80 St. Paul Street. The restaurant is called Taiba. And Taiba is a small sit-down restaurant. I understand they have takeout as well. And they focus on freshly made Middle Eastern cuisine. So with no further ado, we will move on now to learn a little bit more about Kovacs.
My name is Mutasim Al-Hariri. The business name is Taiba. I am from Damascus, Syria. I have been here since July 2015. I have special feeling for this city. It's so amazing. The life here in St. Catharines so far is so good. The city is awesome. I traveled around Ontario. I visit so many cities. I feel this is the best. The community, everything is about this city is good. Since I came to Canada, I want to open my own business. So I start working in restaurants and I get the experience and I said, okay, now is the time to open my business. Here we serve the Middle Eastern food. The unique about our business is focusing on the customer service, the quality of the food, and trying to make all the customer happy. I get a lot of help from the community here. There's a lot of customers, they come to support us when they hear about us. The community here is the best, I believe.
It has been so tough for the restaurant community, not only in St. Catharines, but throughout Ontario and throughout Canada. So I think if we could just give a plug for everyone to think about all of these businesses and how important it is that we continue to order out, to take out, and if you're comfortable sitting in, but they do need our support. So just another plug for the entire culinary community here in the city.
Absolutely. And Taiba has another location in the Fairview Mall. Again, very challenging times. Again, kudos to the City of St. Catharines. They had the curbside pickup or the opportunity to offer that support to local businesses, and thank you for their leadership on this. And you're right. I think that it's all up to each of us to make sure that we continue to support local businesses. I make it a point that at least once every weekend I support somebody local and somebody from the community and try to make it as much an equitable process as possible. I think that's one way to give back. And I think, again, we'll get through it. I know that there will be lots of opportunity for us to celebrate in different circumstances and not just like tonight. I think the next one, and I believe I think that's our last one tonight. We're almost at the end of our show. It's hard to believe. I feel like I've been across not only a culinary experience, but also a geographical tour and been around the world a bit. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I think particularly the last segment, I think this brings me back memories of the late 2015, early 2016, at the height of the Syrian conflict, when individuals were, trying to figure out how to survive and leave a brutal dictatorship. And at the time, Canada has stepped up, and since then, we have supported over 30,000 Syrian families here, and of them, roughly about 2,600 in Niagara. So Musa's story that's coming up is one of those stories, and of course, Muntasim, who is before us as well, is part of that group as well. But I think specifically, with regards to this story, I also identify with them. We also support and sponsor the family of 11. And when I listen to Musa's story, I think about the families that we have all sponsored, and also really thankful for Canada for actually stepping up and showing what it's like to continue the legacy of who we are as Canadians, to provide these wonderful opportunities for sponsorships. And then also the hope is that we provide to continue to do that for other groups as well, not just for the Syrians, but for anyone who needs it. And I have faith and trust that we as Canadians continue to do that, and hope Musa's story highlights that for you as well. Let's hear it.
Hi, I'm Musa. I'm glad you came to my shop for interview. I'm from Homs city, Syria. I came to Canada almost 4 years ago. I have so nice in life here. I enjoy with my family, with the people, with my customer. Actually, when I came to Canada, I came to Port Colborne. I live in Port Colborne 6 months. After that, I visit St. Catherine. I find St. Catherine, it's better for me, for my life, for my family, for future, I find everything it's St. Catherine. And the best thing for me, I find it's very friendly people. I find work here in St. Catherine. I find everything easy. Always I want to start a new business. I had very long experience for my hairstyle. I have more than 25 years with my family. I get this from my family, from my dad. I find here the barber in Canada, it's very nice. And for me, I love what I do from my work. I find many people, they help me for any question. And especially for me, when I came to Canada, nothing speak English. I have many people, Canadian people, they help me a lot. Never forgot them. And I find my work now, it's growing up very good, very good. And I think about open another shop soon. I do many of service, hairstyle, cut hair, beard trim, hot towel shave, something for artists, any style, any customer when he came to here, just I see his picture, what he want, any style, I can do that. And actually I have very good team with me. I have 5 barber with me. All of them, it's professional people. Most customer from my shop, they write for my shop Facebook page, more than 180 5-star for my quality. I'm looking for do always the best quality for the customer, for my shop, for my team. I'm so happy in my shop. I'm so glad. Now for me 2 years in my shop, I have more than 500 customers. Every day I'm booked up, always busy shop. I'm looking for future. It's very, very, very good work in St. Catherine. I love St. Catherine. I love Canada. Actually, I love the people in St. Catherine. Very friendly people.
Wow.
That's a lovely way to end all of the videos that we've been watching today.
Yeah, so that brings us to the conclusion of today's sampler, and I'm hopeful that you know, the audience had a chance to sample as to who we have, the best of the best in Niagara, not only for newcomers but also for individuals who are trying to give back. I also think, you know, for, like, as I mentioned before, for every 10 of these stories, we have hundreds more. And I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't want to have this opportunity go without saying thanks to you, to the PAC, to the City of St. Catharines, to Heritage Canada, as well as to Meridian Credit Union, for their wonderful sponsorship to be able to provide this opportunity for us to highlight and showcase you know, the stories of newcomers. And I hope that it's just the beginning. And throughout the years, as we form our friendships, you and I, we'll also be able to continue to highlight the wonderful contributions that everybody from the newcomer community brings to Niagara. And again, really, I want to say, you know, thanks to your staff. They did an outstanding job. Particularly from my team, Josefina, I know, has been instrumental in trying to bring together everybody and making sure that we're all lined up. There's a lot goes behind putting together a beautiful performance like this. So I'm really, really thankful for that. And I'm also thankful for, you know, again, the opportunity to highlight what we do. And perhaps 1 minute before we go, I just wanted to mention that our next event that happens at the Niagara Folk Arts Multicultural Centre, we have our Sweets to the Folks, which is part of our Folk Arts Festival that happens on November 23rd. If any of you have sweet teeth that you are trying to figure out how to quench, go to our website, www.folk-arts.ca/festival, and put your orders in. Orders are due by November 16th, and you can get a sampler box of wonderful delicacies from around the world. Have it delivered to your office or to your home as you wish. And then we'll have many more ongoing activities throughout COVID. And the last thing is, again, thank you for the opportunity. Continue to support us. Stay open-minded. And as Mahatma Gandhi said, our ability to reach unity and inclusion will be the beauty and the test of us as a society. So I hope that you choose the beauty and accept the test as well for inclusion. So thank you, Colleen. I hope you had an awesome time. And now I'm going to give the floor to you.
Thank you. It's been so wonderful getting to know you and getting to know your organization and all of the people that you serve, all of the people that you help here in this area. You know, COVID's been really tough for the performing arts industry as well. But one of the things that it's allowed us to do is to step back and think about what really matters to us. Who do we serve and how can we best serve them? So the team here at the FirstOntario Performing Arts Centre stands behind their community. We are here to serve. So whether it's something within our four walls or whether it's doing reaching people like we are now online virtually to support our community members, our businesses, the downtown core, the people that make this area so vibrant and so rich, this is what we want to do. So it's been a pleasure to be able to support the great work that you're doing right now. And so I wanted to say a few thank yous as well. Wanted to say thank you to Josefina Perez and Annie Wilson, who are the two powerhouse women behind putting all of these together. Also wanted to say thank you to Jay Ashcroft and Ashcroft Media, who did a fantastic job at these videos. And the videos, I believe, will live on past this particular evening. So the businesses will have access to these to help promote them and so helping them to help their businesses as they go forward. Last and not least, I also wanted to thank the Canada Council for the Arts. The FirstOntario Performing Arts Centre received support from the Canada Council to do a series which really highlights and spotlights the wonderful diversity which is here in St. Catharines. And this particular episode is thanks to their support. So we are very grateful. We're very grateful for the Niagara Folk Arts Multicultural Centre, and we are very grateful for you, Emily. So it's been such a pleasure. Thank you all. We are next. We have our online virtual series. Our next event is going to happen on Thursday, the 29th of October, Local Reflections on Racism with guest Lydia Collins. And so that's what's next virtually for the Performing Arts Centre. But until then, we wish you all the best. Please stay safe, please stay healthy, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you. Big batch, everybody. Have a great night. Colleen, it was a pleasure. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.